We'll be back with more Rugrats after this.
The hills are alive with the sound of... And this week, after you, for Alex, and for all that, you're going to... For a brand episode of Ren and Stimpy. And don't forget to... For Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's a brand new chance to... And be a part of... Tonight.
Oh, hello. Just doing some light reading. If you're here, that must mean that it's now time for another episode of... Come on! This is one of our cats, Winslow. This is my squeaky chair from the last episode. And this is a bowl of
chili, red hot Texas style chili, and we got ginger ale, boiling hot Texas style ginger ale. Texas.
And I am your ever-loving blue-eyed Doug, and now Green Circle Video sold us blank tapes and stuff. Sold us blank tapes. Tapes made in the 80s and 90s, and maybe the 2000s. I don't really do a lot of research for this show. And they were sold as blank tapes to take home, put in your VCR, and record stuff. That's basically it. I collect stuff that has things on TV. A lot of people collect weird things. I just collect stuff that was television. Last time, we went through something that was a surprise that I got, that I didn't know I was going to get. Somebody gave me a box of tapes. Well, this time I thought we'd look into one of the tapes that I've had the longest. It's one that I created when I was in middle school. 1995 was when most of the stuff was from. So let's get to this tape. Obviously, the very first thing on this tape was an episode of Rugrats, but I recorded over the first few minutes of Rugrats with a music video that I made in middle school for enrichment, which was the smart people's class in the very small town I went to, where they didn't want to have advanced placement classes. They just wanted to stick all the smart people in a room and have them do creative stuff. Well, this was a music video that I made when I didn't care about editing, and it was the first thing I ever edited together, and it's terrible. It was to the tune of Welcome to the Jungle. Let's take a look. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want. All we know the things we are the people that can find whatever you may need. You can have in the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Won't you bring me to your knees? Oh, I want to watch you bleed. So next up is an episode of Rugrats. I'm not sure why I taped this episode of Rugrats, because I was never a fan of the Rugrats. To me, Rugrats was always something that I had to sit through in order to get to Ren and Stimpy.
Check it out. What is it, man? Only Nickelodeon can explode, implode, give a dog a log or a baggy gritty kitty while the kitty's in the city with the mud skipper hipper. Here's a cat without a nose, pat a toast man. Can you stand the insanity? I'm so happy! Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy. Mutating yak, shaving Dr. Stupid Robin Hook will have you singing happy, happy, joy, joy, boy. Yo, I'm talking about the one and only Ren and Stimpy show.
On the only network for you.
Nickelodeon.
Everybody knows that Rugrats was a show that had two short cartoons put together to make one episode. So the first cartoon that I had taped over a little bit of was, I believe, the first episode of Rugrats ever. It had Tommy in a red shirt, but this was a rerun because it clearly was airing right before Snick. We'll get to that. The next cartoon was the Tiny Tina episode where Tommy goes into the post office to find his new sister, which is just a talking doll. Rugrats is a stupid show for babies, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being a stupid show for babies. I'm not a baby. I don't like Rugrats. Never did. I I'm 38 now. I was not of the age for Rugrats. I was a Ren and Stimpy guy. Then Snick starts.
No other night. Tonight. No other place. Here. No way to stop it. Snick.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome. You are now sneaking. You are now sneaking. You are now sneaking.
We have the first half of an episode of Secret Life of Alex Mack, your typical kids' humor. It's the episode where they have a career day at the evil science factory that is looking for Alex Mack, and she uses her powers and then finds out everybody is watching her at all times with cameras. Anyway, the tape just kind of abruptly ends during the commercial break and goes into an episode of Letterman. This Letterman episode was pretty unnotable other than the race between a Indy 500 driver and a New York City taxi cab driver. And this is very important. They are racing in identically prepared New York City taxi cabs.
In identically prepared New York City taxi cabs. Right. That's the key. Identically prepared New York City cab. Yes. No one has a mechanical advantage in this event. No one.
Then during a David Brenner interview, there was an abrupt cut. Thank goodness, because David Brenner, love you. I admire how far you got with what you did. I just don't know how that happened. But there's an abrupt cut to an episode of Star Search. Star Search, goofy show, and this was the spokesmodel competition, so even goofier. And we'll see some clips of that throughout this episode. I'm not going to cut to one now because I used all the good ones elsewhere. But that was really just so I could make sure and catch the next two things. An episode of Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, radioactive Spider-Man. Wheedly-doo, 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 wheedly-doo. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, radioactive Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. This episode was the Day of the Chameleon, which was definitely a rerun because it was airing on a Sunday night before a new episode of The Simpsons. And then after that was a rerun of the X-Men. Doodle-doodle-doo-doo-doo, boodle-doodle-doo-doo-doo, doodle-doodle-doo-doo-doo, ba-da-doo-doo, doodle-doodle-doo-doo, doodle-doodle-doo-doo-doo, doodle-doodle-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo. And after those two episodes, there is most of an episode of The Simpsons. The Simpsons get a pool.
Being a kid isn't easy. But when the going gets tough.
Look what I can do.
When times are hard.
I think he broke his leg.
And when the ball doesn't always bounce your way. There's one show that'll always pick you up.
There was a big train wreck last night. You want to see the victims? Okay.
The Simpsons.
Let's bury them at sea.
Tonight on Fox.
Enough of this foolishness. I know what you're all here for. Let's get to that countdown.
Right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's do tonight's top 10 list and get on with the damn show. What do you say?
What are friends? Friends are there to pick you up when you're feeling a little down. Friends are there to rearrange someone's face when they're acting like a clown. Friends are a hamster, a fish, and an owl in Kirby's Dreamland 2. If you ain't fighting on their side, well, man, I'd pity you.
Kirby's back, and the Flappy One brought 3 rowdy friends. It's a pumped-up, powered-up Kirby in Kirby's Dreamland 2. New for Game Boy and Super Game Boy.
Will you be my friend?
Have you been doing the department store perfume shuffle most of your life? Counter to counter to counter to counter. Stop the madness. It's time to visit Perfume Pizzazz, the largest perfume and cologne store in the world. We have a great special for Father's Day. 18 different fragrances for only $15 a bottle. Or choose from hundreds of other fragrances at already low prices. Forget the department store perfume shuffle and visit Perfume Pizzazz for Father's Day. Perfume Pizzazz, a world of fragrance all in one place.
Something more phenomenal is happening at Discovery Zone. The excitement of the Power Rangers movie is coming to DZ, and kids can get in on the action. When you buy a Discovery Zone Summer Power Pass, you'll get a Power Rangers wrist activator.
Power on! Zordon needs you to.
It says 33 Mighty Morphin messages, and it gets you into DZ all summer long. Are you up to taking all 6 Power Ranger movie challenges? You can get one free with each visit. Power Rangers the movie is only in theaters. Power Rangers do not appear at Discovery Zone. Come to DZ. It's a Power Ranger movie adventure all summer long.
This summer at Congo the Movie, you'll join an expedition that will test the height of technology and the depths of human courage. What you find will amaze you. You'll discover the legendary taste of Taco Bell. And while you're there, get 3 exciting Congo the Movie collector's watches. Just $1.49 each with any food purchase. But hurry, they're an endangered species.
Hi there, it's me, Marco, and I want to tell you about Marco Moments. Right, guys? Each day of the week has a different theme. On Monday, I respond to your questions and letters on the Monday mailbag. Tuesdays, I read jokes and riddles that you send in on the Tuesday Tickle. Every Wednesday, it's the Wednesday Word of the Week. On Thursdays, I like to show off your drawings and artwork on Picture Perfect Thursday. And each Friday, I give you a fun fact that perhaps you didn't know. Watch for Marco Moments, weekday mornings and afternoons on Fox 27.
Hey now kids, come gather round, see what just skipped into town. But the very best thing of all, there's a counter on this ball. So skip it, skip it, skip it from Tiger Toys.
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?
I'll get drive-thru. Introducing McDonald's Superhero Burger. Tomatoes, crisp lettuce, the great taste of 2 cheeses melted over 3 beef patties on a superhero bun. It's McDonald's Taste of the Month everyone's making a break for.
Welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order?
Why is the critic suddenly irresistible?
I love you. I love you.
I love you the most. Queen Latifah? Paul Walker's.
Find out tonight at 8:30, 7:30 Central.
Fact. Your dad has never been to a heavy metal concert. He dances the polka. He loves lima beans. And he's never tried bubble tape. Fact. Your mom's never had a mohawk. She plays bingo, bowls, and she wonders,
why can't you just chew a nice stick of gum like your father?
Bubble tape. It's 6 feet of bubble gum for you, not them.
Hey, yo, don't tell me what you say. I see many different people, Cherokee. Some call it straight away, we hair, it never matters to me. I'm kicking a flavor with the best of my friends. I never hate discriminate. You see, there's room for everybody. Everybody. Come together. Together. Come on, man. Come on. Everybody. Come together. Together. I want you to make it funky.
People pass my way, looking different every day. Some that's more, some that's tall, some that's young and some that's old.
It don't matter what size or color, 'cause we're all sisters and brothers. Let's give love, do not judge. Accept each other as we are. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It don't matter, because we're all the same. Take my hand, let's sing along now.
Together, together.
I think with a tape that is full of so many abrupt stops, there's only one proper way to end this.